Hey everybody, welcome to Bura. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the biggest thing that's ever happened to the e-learning industry. All right, welcome back. So let's take a look at Udemy stock here. So things have gone up quite a bit since the lows here, and they've gone up, well, a whole 30%, and then down again. Let's take a look at the 5-day here. Now, the 5-day doesn't even capture this entire trend up here. But if we go to the month, I think it might. Yeah, so it's like not exactly the lows, but 30% up, that's not terrible. That's actually pretty good, and things are down a bit here. But, you know, as you can see, it hit a top of 1328, and now it's down about 4, maybe 5%. But as you can see, it's a pretty good day, so, well, you can see that, well, today is still pretty good. We have some choppiness here, but again, Udemy's a low cap stock here, so you can expect a lot of volatility. But today, I am going to be talking about the number one thing that has changed the e-learning industry forever, and arguably for the better here. And this is one of the things I mention when I say that the competition for talent and for, well, basically for courses and for everything really might hurt Udemy in the long run here, okay? And that thing that happened was the Thinkific App Store. So first of all, we have to go to a bunch of things here. So if I go to teachable.com, I think they have teachable.com. So just for some context here. So let's go back maybe like 10 years here. And it's literally like 10 years. So 2011, 2013, 2014, that time period here. So the thing is that when it comes to Teachable and Thinkific, what happened was that Udemy was basically the best way to host your course. There was some WordPress LMS, but they weren't really that good. And I had one on my own site, and it just wasn't that good. So one of the people who was doing really well at Udemy at the time said, you know what, we need a better solution. And so that person created Teachable. Now, Teachable is basically a software as a service that allows you to host your own school. It covers everything from the payment with like Stripe and PayPal to the hosting, to the course, as to the landing page, basically everything. And it's a software as a service here. Now, I got in super early. I think it was one of the like top first 10 people to get into Teachable. But anyway, so you can see that, you know, the pricing of this is actually pretty good. So you have the monthly, and you know, $99 per month is not very good. I think I'm on the business plan, but it's at like a very low thing because, again, I was one of the first people on Teachable here. Now, we can go to Thinkific here because their prices are quite a bit bigger here. But over the years, so once Teachable came out, Thinkific then came out a little bit later here. And I remember I was thinking about doing it, but you know what? I was already on Teachable, and it was too much of a hassle, so I said basically no here. Now, personally, I think Thinkific is the better one of these two, and I'll be doing a whole video about that because I'm moving Mammoth to Thinkific. And the number one reason I'm moving Mammoth to Thinkific is the Thinkific App Store. So, over the years, I've really wanted to customize my Teachable school. I wanted to make my own themes. I've wanted to, make my own apps, all this cool stuff. And the idea is that if I could make my Teachable site good, then I can make others just as good, right? I can charge it as a software, as a service, and great. But I've emailed Teachable a ton of different times, and they just don't want to have their open up their API access. They really don't want to do it. But Thinkific has. Now, why is this such a big thing here? Now, I wonder if I can go to Thinkific.com here because I want to take a look at the pricing here. So personally, I think Thinkific builds slightly more quality schools, and I wanted to do this for a while, but it's just too much. It was just too much work here. But the pricing, as you'll see, is quite a bit more. Like the Premier is bigger here, but the Pro, the Pro isn't so bad here. And this is of course USD. Per month here. And you can see that the Pro is very comparable. In fact, it's the exact same, but the Premier, and they actually have even more options here, like the Enterprise and the Growth Plan here. So the point is that if you go to a Thinkific school, it just looks a little bit better than a Teachable school. And furthermore, it has the App Store. So why is that such a big deal? Well, here's the thing that's happened with the e-learning industry. There's a lot of companies out there that will just, that have a lot of funding, and then there's a bunch of companies that have zero funding here. But this allows you to build your store, and it allows you to basically make the learning experience better here. Now, as I've mentioned again and again, the Udemy experience hasn't really changed much in the 6 years. Now, for example, there are so many cool apps here, and I'm going to take a look at this one guy here. But they allow you to have a bunch of different, just promotions on your own site. Very good stuff. This guy, Rob Galvin, has a bunch of these apps here, and they're really good, right? So it's exactly what you want, because you as the business owner want to convert more, and Udemy just doesn't care about that, and they don't allow you to do that here. Now, of course, not every single school is going to want this, but some people do, and that's the kind of person, the person who wants to build their business to a $10 million a year company is not going to go onto Udemy, and I think that is the biggest problem with Udemy, right? We will know and we will see through their quarterly results, if the marketplace doesn't expand, then you can't really expect the share price to go up a lot here. So you can see here, there's a lot of really cool things here. So for example, you can take a look at the most popular here. There's a note-taking app, there's assessments, there's pop-ups, and then there's things where you can, this is a gamification thing, and this is all, it's something that just allows you to build a better school, and it's really good. I can't tell you how much I've been waiting for this for years. So in 2016, I decided to stop doing everything by myself and hire employees, and around that time, I wanted to really start investing in my school, and I really wish this was available then, but it wasn't. So the Thinkific, and the other thing is that there are about 40,000, maybe 50,000 Thinkific instructors. So that's, a decent pool for selling these niche software as a service, right? It's very, very good stuff. And Thinkific, if you don't know, they're based in Vancouver, Canada. And if this reminds you of Shopify, I don't think that's an accident at all, right? So Thinkific is going to become the Shopify of the e-learning world, and it could be really, really good here. So, and the fact that they opened up their API is amazing, because there's so many things I'm going to do, right? And I'm already starting to build apps for the Thinkific App Store. And it's very, very good stuff. So I'll do a whole review between Teachable and Thinkific, because I've used them for years here. And once I get into the Thinkific system and upload everything, I will talk about why I like it a little bit more here. Now, of course, Teachable isn't bad, but personally, I do think Thinkific is the better school here, right? And the better software as a service. And I would say that if there's no question, it's the Thinkific App Store that allows you to build a ton of different, or get a ton of different features that you wouldn't normally get. Now, the reason why the App Store works with Thinkific is that, I could take something like, okay, let's take this for example here. So this company makes a good product and they want to profit off of it, right? Okay. And the thing is that the people at Thinkific don't know, or they don't really have, see, when you run a company, you don't necessarily have all the insights of what people want. So they will let somebody create a product and let them do the marketing, them do all the work, etc. And they can take a 20% cut. And I think that's the cut, 20%. I'll have to double check that. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is, last time I checked. But again, I'll be doing a whole other review in the Thinkific App Store once we start releasing a few apps here and there. Because the thing is that in the way that I like to do things is that I like to make sure that things are easy, are simple, and take less time, right? So chances are the Thinkific portal is really good, but it could be better, right? Like, in fact, there might be there might be a way and just like, just as I'm going through this, I just thought of another app. But that's the point is that I'm going to think of a lot of things that makes my life easier, and then I'm going to sell that to everybody else too. And this is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Now, what I would really like to do is if Thinkific had an app store, the next big thing is that if Teachable had an app store, and you could build the same rough app for both Thinkific and Teachable. If that were to happen, that would be absolutely incredible. Okay, if that, again, that would be the most incredible thing that would happen, because you would have now about 100,000 instructors, and you'd be able to make $1 million business just off the App Store, and probably just off of one app too. And that's really awesome. And the more people that go into this, the more everybody makes more money. Thinkific makes more money, Teachable makes more money, the course creators make more money, the app producers make more money. So you can see that Thinkific is really thinking outside the box here. They're really trying to move the e-learning industry forward, whereas Udemy has not really done that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Thinkific becomes the place that people go if you want to be successful in the e-learning industry, because it's not Udemy, right? They really need to make the marketplace scalable. And in order to make the marketplace scalable, they have to roll back a ton of different policy measures that they've put into place for like the last 6 years. And it's going to be very hard to say to the investors, to everything else that basically we were wrong for the last 6 years. But I've been telling them to do this, and they're not going to do it. And this is one of the examples I constantly mention on this channel here that can seriously derail the price from Udemy, to make Udemy go delisted. Now, of course, I really don't want that to happen. I really, this is not about me saying that I'm right and the people running Udemy is wrong here. The point is that there is going to be a ton of innovation that's just going to make the course experience a lot better on Thinkific, if it already isn't, right? So if the course experience is better on Thinkific than Udemy, then people are just going to go to Thinkific schools, right? So that concludes this video. I want to know your thoughts down below. Remember that this channel doesn't get enough comments, so please comment down below. What do you think is going to happen with Thinkific App Store and the Udemy share price? If you really like this video, you can pledge for this Kickstarter. There's only 61 hours left, and if you want to learn the complete Python automation and machine learning, if you want to get into this bundle, it's absolutely amazing, and there's a ton of Web3 content as well. This is for anyone has never learned to code before. We start off with basic fundamentals of Python. Eventually we get to web scraping with automation, machine learning automation, mobile automation such as Google Assistant and Apple HomeKit, and bonus, we have Web3 blockchain automation. The other thing is that the more you pledge, the more courses you get, and all of these courses are on discount here, so please pledge today. So again, it ends very soon, and this is the best way to help with this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.